Recursive function is a function which makes a call to itself. It is called as recursive function. Why do we use the concept of recursion at all? ये तो by definition हो गई कि whenever a function is calling itself, it is a recursive function. What is the use of a recursive function? Why do we use it? Now, recursion is very important when we are trying to break a larger problem into sub-problems. I am trying to break a complex and large problem into smaller sub-problems. And then I'm trying to solve the sub-problems and trying to reconstruct the solution from those sub-problems. This is the process of recursion. I break my problem, जो कि difficult at the time, into sub-problems which are simpler sub-problems as compared, they are not complex, and these sub-problems will help you build the solution to the original problem. That is the concept of recursion. If you go to a very small example of recursion, you all must have done that. If I am going to find factorial of any number n, I have to find factorial of n. All of you know that n factorial is equal to n into n minus 1 into n minus 2 into n minus 3 and so on till you are having 3 to 1, 3 into 2 into 1. So this is all of you know. Now, and one more thing which is known to us is 1 factorial is equal to 1. This is also known. 0 factorial, 1 factorial is equal to 1. So now this can clearly be, every time I have to perform these many calculations, and how do I write it? So since I do not know the missing terms in between, n is something which is entered by the user. So what you can do is you can do n into n minus 1 factorial. Now this n factorial has been broken down into n minus 1 factorial. Similarly, n minus 1 factorial has been broken down into n minus 1 into n minus 2 factorial and so on. So this process we have broken down so that whenever I am calculating the factorial of a number, I am using factorial of a smaller number with some multiplication. So I am breaking the original problem into a smaller problem. This is a very important concept, that I am actually breaking the original problem into smaller. How many smaller sub problems will be there in factorial case? कितनी small problems में break करा है मैंने? How many times will this recursion or this sub problem go on? n minus 1 factorial. है बच्चे? Please repeat. Till it comes to 1, very correct. But how many times, if you count n से लेके 1 तक कितनी देर लगी हमें? N, exactly. So we are breaking this into n sub problems. Very correct. Excellent. So we are breaking this into n sub problems. So when I am going to create a recursive function for this, the recursive call will happen n times. Very good. So let us see how do we write a function for this. Let me show you a program for this and then we'll move on to other important aspects of recursion. Now, there are two very important things before moving on to write a program. One is a base case, another is a recursive case. Now, what do I mean by the base case? And what do I mean by the recursive case? Base case is the stopping criteria of recursion. It is a case, now every function must have one base case, otherwise the recursion will go infinite. So you can say this is my stopping criteria for recursion. When this base case is met, recursive call will not be made. So this is stopping criteria of my recursion. And for all other cases, recursive call is made to the function again. So every recursive function must have this base case, very important. Otherwise, it will enter an infinite recursive call. Error will come. What error will come? Infinite stack error will come. Infinite stack error will be generated in case this base case is not given. So it is very important that you are mentioning the base case correctly. So let's try. Now writing out the program. What is the base case in this case? Base case is that 1 factorial is equal to 1. I do not need to break this down further. So this is my base case. So if I am creating a function, say factorial, and I am taking say integer n, this is some function that I have created. So what am I doing? I am recursively calling this function. First check the base case. If n is equal to 1, then I need not call it recursively. I will return 1. If n is equal to 1, I return 1. Or if you want to modify, you can even say if n equal to 0 or 1. Supposedly user ने entry 0 करा है. In either of the cases, you return 1. If you are not returning 1, what you should be doing? You should return n into factorial. Now this is a recursive call to n minus 1. Now this is my recursive call. This is the only factorial function. आपको अभी main से इस function को call करना पड़ेगा for particular n. Supposedly, I am calling main में. I am calling this function somewhere that I am saying cout factorial. And I am saying cout factorial 5. So what will happen in this case? Let us try to understand. Let us try to dry run what happens and how many subcalls are going on. When I am calling this initially, it is a stack is created. Recursive calls कैसे store होती हैं? Stack में. Stack मतलब जैसे books को एक के ऊपर एक रखते हैं, ऐसे ही stack है. So insertion is done at the top, deletion is done from the top only. So stack में entry भी ऊपर से ही है, deletion भी ऊपर से ही है. Factorial 5. So factorial 5 के लिए हमारे पास ये function call हुआ. Condition check हुई, 1 0 नहीं है. Another function is called for 5 into factorial of 4. So now 5 into factorial 4 के लिए function call हुआ. Again दोबारा I am checking. Again for checking, n is still not 1, it is 4, it is not 0. Now I am having a call for 4 into factorial 3. Again a call is there. After this I am checking n is 3, it is not. Then there is a call for 3 into factorial 2. Again there is a call for 2 into factorial 1. Now when there is a call to factorial 1, then I will be returning a 1. When I am returning a 1, this will be popped out. So 2 into 1 will be returned here. 3 into 2 will be returned to this. 4 into factorial 3, which is 6, is returned here. And finally 5 into 4, which is 5 into 24 is returned to the final cout factorial 5 call, which comes out to be your 120. So 120 is finally printed. And what is happening? How many recursive calls were there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So for n factorial, n recursive calls have been made. N times are you calling this recursive function again and again and again. This is important when we will be doing time and space complexity. There are n function calls going on because you are decreasing the size of the problem by 1. n के problem को 1 तक लेके जा रहे हो और 1 reduce कर रहे हो हर बार. So n times you are calling the recursive function. This is how you can calculate the factorial of any given function. Basic steps for writing the recursive program. Let us understand what steps are we doing. Now when I need to specify the base case for stopping the function from calling itself. So when I'm specifying base case, in my case, base case is when factorial is equal to 1. So check whether the base case condition is met. If we were checking n is equal to 1, we were checking this. If this condition is met, we were returning 1. So I will process the value and I will return whatever value is there. There is no recursive call made. If that is not true, then divide the problem into subproblems. So how are we dividing? I am recursively calling factorial n minus 1. So I have, instead of calling it for n, I have divided the problem into a smaller subproblem. Call the function for that subproblem. So this is n into factorial n minus 1. This is my subproblem. I am calling it for the subproblem. Combine the result. अब जब 1 फैक्टोरियल से वापस आते जाएंगे रिकर्सिव कॉल से तो उन रिजल्ट्स को कंबाइन करते जाना है जैसे we were doing that initially we did 1 into 2 then we did 2 into 3 then we did 6 into 4, then we did 24 into 5. Combine the result of the subproblems. Finally, return the final result of the larger problem. So these are the steps to be followed for any recursive program. I hope they are clear to all. Another example for recursive question is that I have to find GCD, which is greatest common divisor out of the two numbers. Now we use Euclid's algorithm for this. I'm not giving you the program, I'm giving you the approach. According to Euclid's algorithm, I can define GCD of any number a comma b where I assume a is greater than b. I assume this. Now this can be defined as, this is b if b divides a. If b is dividing a, then b is the GCD. Otherwise, GCD can be calculated as GCD of b comma a mod b. What is mod? Mod means remainder. So this is otherwise. This is what my Euclid's algorithm says. I assume here a is greater than b. If a is not greater than b, then you should make a call for the larger number first and then the smaller number. Let us take a very small example. Supposedly I have to find GCD of two numbers. I am having say some 86, 8. Just taking an example. So if I am calling GCD 86, 8 using the Euclid's algorithm, does 8 divide 86? No. First case is not true. Second case, I have to recursively call GCD again for b comma 8 a mod b. So I am calling GCD for 8 comma 86 remainder 8. What is the remainder of 86 and 8? What is the remainder? Give me an answer, please.
6.
So 8 comma 6 is coming. So I am calling recursively GCD for 8 comma 6. When this is called, so GCD of 8 comma 6 will be processed in another call where I will, again 6 does not divide 8. So I have to recursively call GCD for 6 comma 8 remainder 6. 8 remainder 6 we all understand is 2. So GCD for 6 comma 2 is again called. Now GCD for 6 comma 2 is again to divide 6. That means return 2. Here we are returning 2. So the final GCD of 86 comma 8 is 2. Every time यहाँ से भी 2 return होगा, यहाँ से भी 2 return होगा. So final GCD for the two numbers will be calculated as 2 here. Is it clear how recursively I have done it? All of you can write a program for this now. 3 practice questions for recursive functions is: find the GCD of the two numbers, find exponent using recursion where x raised to the power of y can be found by multiplying x into x raised to the power y minus 1. This has to be done recursively, where base case you have to find out. The base case in this case should be when you are returning x itself. When the power becomes 0, x raised to the power 0 pe you are returning 1. This is my base case. And x raised to the power 1 pe you are returning x. So that is not the base case. This is the base case. Accordingly, you have to create a program. Then print Fibonacci series using recursion. You have third digit as the sum of the initial 2 digits. So you have to call, and every digit is like that. So you have to use recursion to be able to find the Fibonacci series.